Here's your moment.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Outstanding. I think that was the best Pledge of Allegiance we've ever had.
The loudest, anyway. Need to call to order. Roll call.
Okay. Mr. Huff,
Yes.
Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
and Mr. Brucker is absent.
Absent. All right. Need a motion to approve the warrants for the last meetings.
I will make a motion to approve the warrants dated 8/13/2024 to 8/26/2024. Payment number 688-2024 through 727-2024 to include 725-2024. Warrant number 12807 through warrant 12823 for a total of $100,928.64.
I'll second that.
Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
Mr. Huff.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. You did the minutes?
No, I'll make a motion to approve
Approve the
the
minutes?
Morgan Township Board of Trustee minutes dated August the 12th, 2024 as written.
Second?
Mr. Kolb,
Yes.
Mr. Huff.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Minutes and warrants approved. All right. Next, we'll go to the fire department.
Well,
Or no,
let's-
yeah.
Let me introduce
Yeah,
the
we'll go with Jeff. Go ahead.
the Girl Scout. We'd like to welcome you, young ladies, to the meeting tonight, and I especially thank you to Tracy Barnes and Lisa Wiesenberger and Kathy Carroll, their leaders, for bringing them. They're the leaders of is it the pack, the Girl Scout troop? Okay. Well, welcome. Please, the microphone's yours.
Jeff,
Hello, I'm Kylie.
they're going.
I'm Bailey. I'm Abby.
Pull it down a little bit.
I'm Harper. And we are Troop 44442 from Ross. We are here to present our idea to help improve the community. Since you are building a new park, our Girl Scout troop would like to provide 2 to 4 bat houses to help improve the area. We can provide the bat houses, however, we cannot put them up. After all, we are only 13. We believe that having bats near the park will help improve the area because bats eat bugs. A small brown bat. I'm so sorry. A small brown bat can eat up to 1,000 bats per hour in an hour. And bugs. I'm so sorry. A nursing mother can eat up to 4,500 bugs per night. Another way that this can help improve the community is by reducing the use of pesticides, which can result in healthier ecosystems. Along with using fewer pesticides, they can help control various diseases carried by insects. Bats also pollinate trees and flowers, which are also necessary in a healthy ecosystem. Bats can also provide natural fertilizer and pest control, saving farmers lots of money in crop damage.
Due to urbanization and deforestation by humans, bats have been losing their homes. This is because of all the wood and paper we use. These houses will help the bats feel safe in their natural habitat by protecting them from predators who try and eat them. When the men were taking out the brush, they found bats living among snakes, which is one of their top predators. So, if you install bat houses by November or early December, then the mom bats can have their babies in a safe environment. They are normally born in spring, so they need to find the houses well before then. Bat houses need to be mounted to a post so that predators cannot climb it, preferably 15 feet above the ground. The bat boxes should be placed near a water source, but not on a hill or exposed to strong winds. The houses will be painted a dark color to gain more heat and attract bats to live there. We would do a single chamber bat house, which 2 should be placed per pole. They should be back to back. In one single chamber bat house, there can be 20 bats at once, so we'd have a lot of help with the insects.
Attracting bats can take up to 2 years. When multiple bats start to leave for their new home, they will follow one another to the new bat house. Growing native plants into the area will help attract the bats by giving the environment a more native feel. They attract bats because the bats tend to like habitats with a mixture of woodlands, natural vegetation, and agricultural land. There needs to be a good amount of insects in the area. Flowers that blossom at night will attract insects later in the day when the bats are active. This means more food for the bats to eat, which means more bats will be attracted to the area. Some fun facts about bat houses and bats. Bat houses need to face south so they get more sunlight throughout the day. Bat houses should be in a very open and sunny area, which our new park will have. Bats tend to always return to the same spot every night. Bats are most active from March through November. There are no smells going to be coming from the bat houses.
In conclusion, there are many ways that having bats can be beneficial for the community, from reducing the amount of insects to saving farmers billions of dollars on pesticides, pest control, fertilizers, and crop damage. Bats are losing their homes every day due to humans. By installing bat houses, you can do your part in protecting this species. While yes, it may take a while for the bats to occupy the houses, it is well worth the wait to protect them. Many people think bats are dangerous, but they are actually very important in keeping the life that we live. This is why we would like to provide bat houses to be put up in the parks. I would like to share a photo of the bat houses we will build for the park.
Thank you.
We will have these completed and delivered by November. Thank you.
Wow. You guys got quite a program. Now, do you want to, on this, do you want to have us put something as recognition for Troop 4442? That's your troop, right? So we probably want to recognize your troop that were the sponsors of this. And we're very proud to have you guys here tonight. Thank you for doing this. And so do you think you'll have them done? I know you said November and is before that for their breeding time. So their time for us to have those and put them up would be about when?
Probably anywhere from November to December.
Oh, okay.
The spring.
Maybe earlier. They just have to be up before spring, so that the mom bats can find them before they have their offspring.
Great. We'll be ready for you. And
You're
thanks
welcome.
again for coming. Great job.
Thank you for having us.
Great presentation. Okay, Jeffrey, Fire Department.
Yeah, I have just two things. One is we were just awarded today the Ohio Fire EMS Priority 1 grant in the amount of $3,456.10. So that'll be a grant we just received, and we'll use that to buy EMS supplies, just so you're aware. And the other thing in your packet is I have a quotation, as you know, or the public might know, a very generous donor donated $25,000 to us for things that we feel that we need. And you have a quote that I need approval for, a PO. This is a slide-in to the side-by-side that gives us the ability to go out anywhere and it's a pump, it's a fire suppression system, it's a pump that goes in the back of the side-by-side. with the park being here, obviously that's a value add, so if there would be some discarded bud or whatever happens, we wouldn't have to tear the trail up with that brush truck.
Yeah.
So it holds 70 gallons of water, it fits in the side-by-side, it also has a place to put a cot or a stretcher. You know, if there was somebody who was injured, we had to bring out of there. So it's dual role, and we don't have to switch anything around. So I spoke to the donor, and he approved, when he asked me what we wanted and the amount, this was one of the things I brought to him. So he has already approved it, and I just need a PO for $8,580 to MTech Incorporated, so we can go ahead and get this ordered and on the side-by-side.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Mr. Cole?
Then I have to, you pass, okay, that was second.
Yeah, I think we do a PO as opposed to like a.
Yes. Mr. Cole?
Then and out. Yes.
Mr. Hub?
Yeah.
Motion approved.
That's all I have.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jeff. I did see where they,
Thank you, girls.
okay.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. I did see where I did see where the seating and straw had been spread, so
Yeah.
I guess it looks like it's about 50%.
Yeah, they
down.
worked on the heat, and then I gotta tell you, the road crew did the Lord's work on that, what I call trauma turn there, that where it was elevated. It is completely safe, and they did a great job with dirt that was just there. They brought that up, what, 6 feet? At least. Yeah, 6 feet. So I've given all the little parts of it names, but that one can go away because it's perfect. It's very safe now, and they worked out in that heat a long time to get that done.
Is the barrier along Cincinnati Brookville, is that finished? Did you have enough dirt for that?
We have enough dirt for it, but we're still shaping it. We probably got, pardon?
You're gonna wait anyway, right, till it's the near complete, and then we'll see what we do need or we don't need, or?
We kinda had to get going on it, that way they would finish right up along the edge of the trail because they said they was done, and I told them that they needed to make that so we could get a mower along the edge of the trail.
Right.
I didn't wanna be the one going up against the trail, cause that's their job to do that. So we had to get that dirt moved away from that so they could
Right, put it up
level
again.
that up around the edge there so we could get a mower up along the edge of the trail. So we're going, and also since it's dry, I wanna try to get as much of that done. Actually, I hope to get it completed this week, that whole mound system, that way when it does rain, it can help pack it in and settle it in and stuff. And
Okay,
we're gonna have it so, you can plant trees across the top of it, a pine tree or whatever you wanna put across the top of it, if you wanna do that. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to, but we've got it elevated, so if someone leaves the roadway, they'll run into that dirt mound and hopefully just keep them out by the road and won't let them come back into where the trail is.
yeah,
And it removes a lot of road noise too. As I run back there, it makes it more peaceful too, believe it or not.
okay,
Then we also, I was gonna say this in some of my report, but, also in the area that I had filled, bringing in stuff to build up for the training area and stuff that we was gonna use, we lowered that hill back there and took some of that to fill in some low spots with that, as I call it, rubbish material that had concrete and rock and other stuff in it. And we filled it in low spots and then used the top dirt to dress that up and so we filled in a couple holes and when they elevated the trail to make the ADA go around the playground area, there was a real big drop off there. We've completely filled that in and got that taken care of. That part is, we had just a little bit of dressing up on the one end, but for the most part it was done.
Okay.
Regarding the park, I gave you an invoice that I believe Tom sent me. Did someone okay this, and do you want to make a PO for this?
What is this for the changes to the construction drawing?
Oh, this is for Alpha. I don't know what all this is.
Okay, well, I didn't think we would proceed with any other payments until we're
Okay.
finally, everything's
Okay.
completed and inspected and checked off.
Okay,
So I think we could hold on this.
Okay,
I don't see
no
any reason
problem.
not to.
okay,
And we've paid them most of what we're gonna owe them.
alrighty. I just wanted to
Second.
ask.
Yeah.
But I do have a question. Is that the balance? That's the current balance due on line 8?
On line 9, after you pay line 8.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was
Right-
thinking.
right
That's what
now
I was
it's
thinking it
208,
was.
right?
Yeah,
Is that it?
no.
Yeah, this is right there. That's
Well,
what,
if we-
that's what we owe. right
Yeah,
there.
if we pay this, it'll be that.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Okay. All right. All right, Jeff, go ahead and give us the fire report if you're,
That was it. All I had was that pump.
No more?
There's nothing else in that.
okay,
In the grant, that's it.
okay.
Is Sandy here tonight?
I didn't see her.
Okay. So we go to Rob?
Okay, on my report here is, I had a complaint Friday afternoon, an email concerning speeding and reckless driving on Strading Road. A lot of that, I believe, was from Shawling Road being closed while the county did work on a bridge down there. The road is now open. However, there are still cars that are driving kind of recklessly and cutting the corners. It is basically a one-lane road. The speed limit on the road is, though, 55 miles an hour because it is not posted. That is what is recorded with the state of Ohio. The residents there, I don't know if any of them are in the meeting tonight. Okay, back there. They would like for us to ask for a speed study to be done to try to get that speed limit reduced. I do feel that 55 mile an hour is a bit fast, actually way too fast for a single lane road.
Yeah.
Even though it's both directions, but it's a single lane road. It's not wide enough to put any line stripes on or whatever, so it's considered a single lane roadway.
Would you like to come up and would like to hear more about this specifically? When do you see the traffic? And the mitigation right now is, we have deputies in the county that patrol out here, and they're always looking for a place where they can affect safety and traffic flow. So that's our first best action item, and then we can work on the speed limit.
We just moved to the road 2 years ago,
Okay.
so we don't really know our
Well,
neighbors.
welcome.
Thank you. Moved out here for the quiet. Traffic the last 9 months has increased. That's not really a concern of mine. It's the speed and the recklessness. There was an accident on Friday that I witnessed, and it was very close to a head-on head. They sideswiped and took each other's mirrors off. Coming from the west, an older gentleman in a black, smaller, medium-sized SUV came very fast around the corner and was taking off, and an elderly couple was coming the other way, and there was nowhere for them to go. They were already on the grass. Like, their wheels were pretty close to the grass going west. The other guy was going east. And it hit, and it was bad. I mean, they were a foot from being a head-on collision. And I know the guy in the black car had to have been going 45 to 50 miles an hour. And until I emailed you and you called me, I had no idea that the speed limit was 55. I drive 25 to 30.
That's really not a speeding issue, it's a reckless driving issue is what it is.
And it's
No
not-
matter what, yeah.
And it's not just him. There's a Ross local school bus that goes down the street, flies down the middle. I'm a teacher. I come home around 3:30. And last week I was almost ran off the road by that school bus.
By the bus?
Yes,
Which one, the morning, afternoon, or?
it was an afternoon bus.
Do you have a
By
bus?
any chance
Do you
get
have
a
a bus number?
bus number?
No, but I can.
Can you get it?
We can watch for it and see if I can catch which one it is.
All right.
We said around 3:30. I can pretty much figure out which one that is.
There you go. Actually, isn't it closer to 4, the one that goes really fast? Yeah.
Okay.
We
My
actually,
husband works from home, so
we actually have a very good connection with the
There's
with the
also,
school district bus service.
there's also people that, run a business down the street. The electric trucks go quite fast. There's another construction that drives up and down with trailers and construction. They go way faster than 35 miles an hour.
Okay.
And then there's the new petting zoo or whatever that was approved and put in. So they're gonna have a fall festival in October. I don't know where those people are gonna go or where they're gonna park, but that's gonna include, increased traffic, which is one thing. I'm just worried that there's gonna be a head-on crash and someone's gonna die.
We didn't have you introduce yourself. We
I'm sorry,
usually do
Tammy
that.
Smith,
Tammy Smith?
Mhm.
Okay. And the address, Tammy?
7617 Schraden Road.
7617.
How you spell your last name?
Smith, S-M-I-T-H.
Smith.
Yep,
I didn't know if it's Schmidt, it was Smith.
no,
Yeah.
Smith.
So I think we have your contact information.
Yes,
And
I emailed with my phone number.
yeah, let us work on this and we'll get back to you.
Okay.
Actually, I think I forwarded that all on to the trustees. At least I believe I did, so
Well,
I'll
it'll
check,
need-
check and make sure, but
I
have her
I
email.
saw it. I saw it, but it's gonna need to go to the county
I know.
to have support
I
from them.
talked to the Butler County police officer that they sent,
Okay,
and he told me kind of what route to start with, but he agreed.
okay, great.
I'm pretty sure she spoke with Darren Rhodes, so.
Okay, thanks,
Okay,
Tammy.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, the second thing I have is the county informed me that they will not be replacing the Shanling Road Bridge in 2025 like what was originally told to us. It'll probably be later in 2026, maybe even 2027 before they get to it, so
What's the reason on that? Just
I
not
have no
enough
idea on
ti-
their
they didn't say.
reasoning. The only reason I'm even talking about it is because we had two culverts that they was gonna do for us on Shanling Road between California and the bridge, and we are not gonna be able to do those because the bridge at Bay on Shanling has a load limit on it. So if we block the road off between California and Whispering Woods Lane, those people will not have fire protection because our trucks can't cross the bridge. So we have to wait till that bridge is completed, so we're gonna have to do some work to those two culverts to try to get them to.
Are they
if-
coming
if
up?
they
Yeah.
If they fail on us, then we'll have no choice but to fix them, but I think we can do some things to get them by for a couple more years until they can get that bridge replaced, so we can do those culverts. And when I requested to do them, at that time, I didn't really think about the, load limit on the bridge.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Griffith brought it to my attention, like, Rob, if you close that off, our engine and tanker can't cross that bridge, so that would leave all those homes back Whispering Woods Lane, it's Whispering Woods Lane, or Whisper Lane, I'm sorry, Whisper Lane.
As I say, that's not.
It would leave all those people stranded, they wouldn't have fire protection, so we can't do that, so we have
Okay.
to wait till, that way they can still be protected, cause they'd be like on an island, so. And then we talked about the mound out by the road, and then also in getting ready for the fire department's open house, was looking at the parking lot in front of the firehouse. There's some bad spots that we're gonna cut out and put new blacktop in to repair those before the open house.
And mainly in the front?
Only in the front,
Only
nothing
in
in
the
the back. We're
I
not-
thought we did that a couple of years, but that was concrete work, wasn't it?
Well, we did a lot of stuff a couple of years ago, but this,
Okay.
This is just sinking there. We did the concrete work, but this is in the front.
this was an extra parking area that, the fire chief at the time wanted put there, so we put it in there. And, it is just a parking lot for cars, but there's been some heavy trucks turn on it and it's broke it down, so.
It's not sinking down, it's broken down?
Oh, it's doing all the above, sinking, breaking,
Coming apart?
because the big trucks aren't supposed to be on that part. There's plenty of other parking lot, but for some reason they're getting on that extended area that we made it parking for cars.
Yeah.
and it's broken it down, so. So we're gonna do some things to try to, stiffen it up underneath. We're gonna dig it out, put some bigger stone in there, put some drain tile in there to help drain it out a little better too, so.
Okay.
But it's not supposed to have heavy trucks on it, so that's the reason why it's breaking up.
All right.
We were planning on putting that, replacing that yellow stripe in the back as well. When Bear was here last time, I'd asked him about that. He said he was gonna do that if he had yellow paint. He said he had yellow paint on the truck, but I'm gonna ask them to come back and restripe that. So we won't do that until you get any repairs made. So just let me know when you're ready, and I'll give him a call.
Well, we can, that'd probably be a good idea, but yet we really need to get the parking lot stripes all done around here, because this being a presidential election this year, all that needs to be done. It's gonna be great having the extra parking here for all that, so.
Yeah, because,
What was he?
like it was 4 years ago, there wasn't, everybody was in the,
Yeah, we didn't have any of this out here, so that's gonna be great for that, so.
Yeah. Was he scheduled to come back and do the parking lot?
I don't know, I thought he was gonna do it all that day, and he didn't do it that day, so, but he was just here to do what he was contracted to do. All that was above and beyond, so you're probably gonna need to get with him to set
Right,
up
right.
a
New
totally
PM.
different work order to do that, so.
Okay.
that's what Tom with Bear?
Yeah, I think that's Bob Bear. That was his brother. Bob, Tom,
Tom.
Tom
Tom
is the
did the
paver, this
paving.
guy, this is his brother who does all the line striping.
I think that was Bob.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
That's all I
And-
have.
Okay,
Is that Rob?
thanks,
Oh.
Rob.
Okay, zoning, hey Darren, you got anything for us?
As you know, Dale's out with his wife's health issues. He's coming in as often as he can, which is about 2 days a week, I think. Other than that, I got a few new cases here in the township.
Hey Darren, did you give us a sheet anyway?
I did. It's probably your last sheet in your stack.
Okay,
I tucked it on the bottom there for you.
all right,
Looks like this.
yeah.
There you go.
I've got one, don't I?
We got an issue with some goats on Millville Shandon Road that's in a residential parcel. We're addressing that. I'm looking at referring 2 cases to Butler County Prosecutor's Office, Cincinnati Brookville, and the large inoperable vehicles down on Bell Road. And we did get compliance on 2483 Morgan Ross Road. They removed that inoperable vehicle. And there was a house on Chapel that was supposed to go to sheriff's auction, and that got canceled. And I'm not sure why it got canceled, but I think it ended up
The
going
one on 2483 Morgan Ross, it's been moved, right?
Yeah, yeah. 2355 Chapel, I believe it went into probate.
2355 Chapel?
Because it came off of the sheriff's auction.
Okay.
And that's all I got. I got a couple cases going where I've extended some time for them because they have personal reasons why things can't get moved or cleaned up, but I'm working with that. So
Okay.
that's all I got.
All right, thanks, Darren.
Tina, go to,
Okay. I'd like trustees to approve a resolution to obtain a bond for Mark Reinhardt in the amount of $5,000.
so moved?
Second?
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Motion approved. Also, a resolution to approve obtaining a credit card for Mark Reinhardt with a limit of $3,000.
Motion made?
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. Resolution to approve a purchase order to First Star Safety LLC in the amount of $13,988.65 to be paid from Fund 1000 for the remaining line striping that was completed for the 2024 retrace.
Where was that what roads were that?
That'd been
That was the roads, right?
North Wire Road,
There was
Weaver Road,
there was a ton of them on the road.
everything on the north side of the township, so it'd be North Wire, Weaver, Jenkins, Bell, Lehigh, Morgan Ross, and I believe that's it.
Okay.
That's been all summer, right?
That was done earlier in the summer, yes.
Yeah.
They're just now sending the bill for it.
Okay.
That was
Motion,
all stuff that we had approved doing back in February with our pavings.
motion made.
Second?
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. I just have one more thing. Approve the amounts and rates determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2025 as written, along with the attached schedules A and B as written.
So moved?
Second?
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion approved. That's all I have.
Okay. I don't have anything tonight, Darrell.
You got nothing? Okay. The only thing I got tonight is we got somebody retiring. Been here quite a while. How many years?
32 and a half.
32 and a half years. That half matters. Yeah. Rob's decided he's going to retire, and he's going to make that effective September 13th, 2024. That's in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to miss him. You know, it's going to be hard. You got a lot of undone things we need to make sure you're around. You're not moving or nothing, are you?
No,
No.
not yet anyway.
Okay. And just to let everybody know, Mark Reinhardt's going to be taking over. He's been second command for probably 25 years or so,
Well,
hasn't he?
he's been with us for 20 years, and he's
20 year?
been my second man for at least 12 of those 20, maybe longer.
At least.
Probably longer than that, actually. Probably more like 15 years. So,
Yeah,
so
at least. So I think, you know, I'm not saying either.
real quick, as I would like just to put it so people hear this, as in the letter that I wrote to you guys is, said, Dear Board of Trustees, I wish to inform you that I will be completely retiring from the position of Morgan Township Road Superintendent effective September 13th, 2024. Thank you for the opportunity to serve the township for 32 and a half years. I especially want to thank Mark Reinhardt for his work ethic for the past 20 years as my dedicated coworker. And I can't say that enough, that I would not be where I am today without Mark Reinhardt. So I'm going to pass on to a very capable young man that will do very good. He's has the same passions for making sure the job gets done and doing it right. And I'm sure that he will continue on with that. And
He's a lifetime resident. Right?
lifetime resident, and he's not going nowhere either, because he's farms in the neighborhood. I wanted him to be here tonight, but he had hay to bale, so I understand that. When the sun's shining and hay's to bale, you got to do it. So, but that just goes to show that his work ethic is just, you can't beat it. The young man is just an awesome young man, and I'm going to severely miss working with him every day, because he's been my right-hand man. So that's why I'm glad that he's going to be continuing on. And again, I wanted to thank the township. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this place, and I thought I could keep going for 2 more years, but after I got those first couple of pension checks, I was like, I want to do some stuff that I want to do. So
Got some living to do, huh?
yep. So, but again, thank you, and I'm a phone call away if you need help with something, because I'm sure I won't get everything passed on to Mark in the little time we got, but we'll get a lot of it done. So.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for everything
you.
you've done for the
I'd like to
township,
stand
Rob.
and give him. Thank you, Rob. You coming back to the next meeting, though?
I'll be back one more meeting.
Okay, so this ain't this ain't the farewell one. All right. Save your tears, right? All right. Anybody from the audience tonight? Come on. Give your name and address and situation.
We are your neighbors, Mike and Jamie Kist. We
Yeah.
live next door.
Yeah.
So howdy, neighbors.
Hello?
We've lived next door to you guys since you built here. We've had no problems with you guys. It's been a pretty congenial relationship. We've been pretty patient with a lot of different things. We've, generator's not very far from our back fence, and not a big deal. We've had a little picnic area built right by the fence. Again, not a big deal. We asked for trees when you guys first came in for some privacy, and we got a fence put back there. Again, not a big deal. When you built here and the land was excavated, it kind of sloped over and it made our side yard a little wetter. Again, not a big deal. We've tried to be very patient with everything, because this building and all it encompasses, and the firehouse and all it encompasses, is very important to this community, and it does a great job. And the firemen that are here have always been more than polite and wonderful and respectful to us. And to be honest with you, most time we don't even know you guys are here. We don't even pay attention. I mean, when we do see one of your guys, they are polite and they're kind, and the biggest thing is we had the dog come over and greet us the other day, and that was kind of adorable because we're dog lovers. We really don't have any big issues. We've always worked together and not had a problem. You have to admit that it is somewhat inconvenient to have a firehouse right next to you. When we first moved here, we were surrounded by beautiful cornfields, and we had Don Cornett on the other side of us, who was a lovely neighbor, and things change. Life changes, communities grow, and we understand that. We understood that. So when this building was built, and then the firehouse was built, again, we hardly notice it's there. And when even people that live out here say, how's it living by them? We can honestly, with no problem, say they are not a problem. They have been gracious to us. We don't even notice them. But this week, we seen 4 stakes put out in the yard. And no one from this building contacted us. That's my first, we seen the markings.
But
Please let me finish.
No, yes, sure.
And we kind of knew what it was, but we thought, well, somebody will contact us. But again, nobody from this building contacted us. We had neighbors contact us and say, hey, did you notice those stakes out in your yard? Yeah, but somebody will contact us, I'm sure of it. My big beef is, it is so close to our house that I can stand at my fence and throw a rock and hit where that helipad is possibly going. Again, we've lived here 25 years, and we've not had a complaint. 35 years. You've been here 25 years. When this walk and it's beautiful for the community. Again, it is an awesome thing for this community. And the playground for handicapped kids, again, hallelujah, it's a beautiful thing. But when in the planning did somebody not say, hey, where's the helipad going besides right there? I'm concerned that that wasn't planned for, and I'm concerned that it is literally standing at the fence. I can throw a rock and hit the helipad. Now, I know I'm going to hear from you that it's not used that much. It doesn't happen that often. But as this community grows, and it's growing, or we wouldn't have a community walkway coming back here, it's going to be used more and more. So my question is there another place it could go? Why is that being considered as a spot?
Well, let me just jump in and let me turn it over to the assistant chief, because we are in the process of looking at every option, and based on the land that we have, you can look around and see how much that 100 square foot is what the FAA is going to require to land a medical helicopter. We look around and looking at flat spots where we have 100 square foot that's accessible to a hard surface, and what the needs are of the fire department, which I'm not a firefighter, so I have to defer to those experts over there about how this functions. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to throw it over to the assistant chief and just let him, because we have thought about this quite a bit. I'd say for the last several days, that's all we've done is try to think about this, where and how and when and why. So
And with that, I asked myself the question, when we were planning this whole thing, why wasn't that considered?
Well, Tammy,
Well,
the main thing is,
let me go.
the whole park had, go ahead.
Let me go.
Okay.
So for 2 years, the LZ was up here where it's always been. It's always been. A week and a half ago, I was approached by a trustee who said that there's a donation of a structure, picnic structure or something. Could I find another alternative area? And I said, well, I'll get his wheel out and I'll go walk around. And that is by no means it. It is no means decided on. So we didn't feel the need to come tell you because we haven't decided yet. And Air Care has to come and take a look at it. The responsibility to land a helicopter falls on me or the chief. I live in the township, so mostly me when we land them. And that is by no means set in stone. It's an alternative, and until it's been decided and approved by Air Care, it's just, I felt no need to come knock on your door to get you upset because I don't even know. Air Care is going to look at it at the open house and tell us this is fine till then. And it would most likely not be at night ever, because at night the 100 by 100 goes to 200 by 200. So there's a lot of considerations to do, and I don't like to upset people till I know, or we know what we're going to do. It's not been decided, and it's just 4 stakes in the ground. That's what 100 by 100 looks like. Is there other areas in the township? It's tough because you can't, everybody says, well, land in a field. You just can't land in soybeans and corn. And once it's harvested, you can't land because those intakes don't like it. So you have wires, you have towers, you have a lot of considerations. And I can say a year and a half ago, they flew one into a tower up at Oxford, and one of the nurses is still not back at work.
And being a nurse, I totally understand that minutes, not even minutes,
So,
sometimes seconds.
And it does.
And I get that.
And it does, and this is central to the township. If you drive around here, as I have for 16 years, and I'm a short timer, but I've been on the department 16 years, there are not a lot of viable places to land here. We found one on state line, but it was in Indiana. And we've tried to identify, but everything is tight. We've got wires, you got towers, you have a lot, so the actual places are few and far between, and everybody says, well, that's not, but it is. You know, and you're right, you know, in 4 years, we've made 7 transports out of here, 2 after midnight. Will it go up? I don't know. Will it go down? I don't know the future.
The chances of it going are pretty good.
You know, it is what it is. We did 2 this spring, and they're both tragedies. And, you know, I live these patients, and, you know, I'm an advocate for the patient. I'm an advocate for the township. But we have not decided that that is it. So we didn't knock on your door because we haven't decided anything, if that makes sense. And at night, it's not going to be there because I don't have the 200 by 200 to do it. I would not land a helicopter at night because it just can't happen. And I've got some alternatives. We tried one of them. I think it might work at night. So that's really where we're at. But we need someplace. We're 32 minutes by ground to university. We're 28 and a half to the level 3 trauma center at Westchester. And we got to find someplace.
Absolutely.
But if you, and I apologize if you feel we snubbed you, but there's nothing to say until there's a decision been made. If I went out and everything I'm thinking about, I went and told the township, I would be nothing but telling the township things, if that makes sense. And we try to be a good neighbor. And, you know, I tell those guys, I don't want to hear no sirens before 8. I don't want to hear you run up your trucks. You know, you don't need to turn on your sirens till you hit Cincinnati and Brookville because it's not, you know, it's not necessary.
I think that I made it clear that you guys
No,
have been
and I'm not.
absolutely good
No, and I'm not.
and-
And I'm not trying to make an adversarial relationship at all. I'm just saying I did not knock on your door because I have nothing to tell you yet. And if that's, I don't know what else to say on that because I didn't wake up one morning and say I'm going to put an LZ next to your house. We all have bosses, and bosses came to me and asked me to explore areas, and that's all I'm simply doing. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I am just trying to do the best, and I know, and I'm not trying to be adversarial at all. I'm just doing what I was told, and that's not a cop-out. That was what I was told to do. And I measured that out, and I'm going to get what some people think, but nothing that I have told anybody is set in stone. And if you've been told otherwise, that's not from me or the chief, if that makes sense.
It's not been told to me by
Okay.
you or the chief.
Okay, because I have not told any of my bosses that it's set in stone. It's an alternative, but nothing has been decided. And I was waiting for Air Care to come out and take a look, but because they may say, nope, you know, you don't know.
Air Care may come out and say no, but
They might.
What I'm hearing while we're talking, and I don't want this to be an adversarial
No,
relationship.
ma'am, I'm not.
And as a nurse for 28 years, I'm always the patient advocate.
So a little background of me, I've been a nurse, and I'm not having a contest with you. I've been a nurse for 41 years. I've been on this department 16, I've been in pre-hospital care 30, and my concern is the community as it is yours. And I am not anything other than telling you we've not made any decisions. So there's no reason to get upset, so there's something to get upset about. And I get it, I understand. I understand I wouldn't want it by my door either. I'm just putting out alternatives under direction to try to find some place.
Jamie, if I could, let me just add one thing. One thing that we're struggling with, and I'm going through my mind, is I'm hoping that we can get it back where it's currently located. But then on the other hand, there are going to be children that,
That's woefully close.
It's
to
on
the
top of,
playground
it's 25
right.
feet.
From a handicapped child's
that's what-
playground.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's kind of the red light that
And if you go to an open
Any
house,
child, yeah.
if you go to the open house and watch when that helicopter lands, what's the first thing the children do?
They're gonna run for it.
They run for it.
They're curious.
The
So-
other
so
con-
my thought is, this was poor planning from the very beginning. But what.
But let me make that clear.
Is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But Tammy, it's not poor planning, it's a necessity. We had the opportunity to get the park, and it was like, get this money, spend it now, or you don't get it.
No,
And-
you had to
yeah.
have the park. I 100% agree with that.
Okay,
But a helicopter pad needed to be, that is safety for the community first. That needed to be placed, and then the park placed around that safety area, is my thought. So, all day long, Mr.
I
Huff,
know.
and it wouldn't get us anywhere. And we are not here to be bad neighbors. We are not
we know
here
that.
to be. It's pretty much that simple. And I know it won't come at night, and we know it only comes a few times, but the velocity of a helicopter that close to our house, the velocity of those wings, I'm pretty sure my tree's gonna be destroyed. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's very close to our home. And I don't want to get in the way of any patient getting what they need in the time that they need it.
Well, can we,
15 seconds to 30 seconds can make a life.
Yes,
can,
yes.
I'm just asking that, and I heard two things from you, sir. One is that we don't have many places to go.
Well, ma'am, I don't think you need to mock me.
Please, I'm
No, I
not,
consider,
I'm not.
no,
Please, I don't mean it
you
that
don't
way.
need to mock me. I am here to represent the township's patients. That is it, and I don't appreciate being mocked with all this. I'm just saying there are not, ma'am, and
My sincerest apology.
I
did
will
not-
say it in the calmest voice I can. There are not many places in this township to land. I'm not being dramatic. I am stating a fact of 16 years of working in this township in pre-hospital care. It's that simple. There are not many places. I can't land them in the roads.
No, you can't.
You can't land them. I'm just saying, I am trying to do the best that we can, given the thing from my bosses that I was given to find alternatives. And
Absolutely.
that is all I'm saying. So I'm not mocking you. I'm keeping this on a very civil discussion of the care of this township.
can we just make a commitment to work with you on this as we go forward?
I
And
would love that.
And you're always welcome to come over. If we ever have when we have a discussion about this, please, we might invite you, Mike, to come over and sit in with us. I mean, you're a stakeholder in this community like everybody else in this room, so
Absolutely.
please be partner with us.
We would just like that. We would like
Sure.
to be part of the discussion. And my sincerest apologies.
No, ma'am,
I
it's fine.
did not
I
in
just
any
want you
way-
to know, if we had decided that, I would have given you the courtesy to knock on your door,
Thank you.
okay? And we've tried to be good neighbors. I've made sure that,
You have been.
I understand, but nothing has been decided. And when it is, that's when we have the discussion. Medicare may say no. I don't know, but nothing is in stone yet. And it's just forced pieces of stake in the ground to put out theory of what would work or not. That's it. There was no there was nothing to make you upset. There was nothing to irritate you. It was just me out with a wheel last week trying to do what my bosses told me. That's all.
Okay.
I'm simply going to ask you then, sir, if you live there and you see these things, would you not be concerned and ask questions?
No, you
That's
pay my
simple.
salary. You have every question to ask questions, but no, I did not. We did not sit up and say, we're gonna snuff you. We're just,
Oh,
it's
no,
your right to ask.
absolutely.
It's your fire department. You pay taxes like me. It's your house. It's just four stakes in the ground of doing that, and that's really it. And there was no intention to exclude you, but there was nothing to tell you yet. That's all. And I would be concerned too. I get it, because maybe they're building a building, maybe they're putting pickleball there. I don't know. But that's just four stakes looking, and to have Air Care come out and see if it's even possible. And I don't know if it is or not. And I'll know at the open house, because they're gonna land one over here, and we'll see.
Well, there's no wires. What's that?
Well, and I'm not picking on pickleball. I'm just saying, and there was no intention, and maybe it's doom on me. I should have picked the stakes up after I measured them. I was just out there getting people's opinion is all I was doing, under direction to try to find some other place. That was it. There was no, I'm sorry it caused you anything at all, because that was never our intention. It was just four stakes in the ground. And I'm not minimizing it. I'm just saying, I was just measuring things out to get a visual of it, because that helps people see it. That's all.
Well, it was seen, and I've had my questions answered, and again, I'd like to reiterate that we've lived next to each other peacefully. There's no reason to make this the Hatfields and McCoys at this point. We've done well together, and I just would like it to stay that way and be informed. That's
Right.
all.
Absolutely. Okay,
Thank
thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tam. Okay, anybody else from the audience? Mike?
Mike Jones, 6423 New London Road. I was looking at the meetings online, And toward the end of the meeting, Tom Brucker brought up a situation of a lot split up on Lehigh Road. And he got me kind of concerned because he brought up that if this would have happened, if it gets approved, that it can change the whole zoning in the county. And I know there's a big development, or could be, in 90-some acres down there on Howard's Creek Road. And you guys seem to kind of, you know, you didn't mention anything about it. Were you for it or against it? Same thing with Jeff. And it's like, wonder why they didn't say anything, whether they were for it or against it. Because I thought some of the platform that you were running on, and the keeping the township, the rural, keeping it to 3 acres. It used to be 5 acres, now it's 3. And why that wasn't, why did it get passed on to the zoning? And I guess maybe I don't have a lot of confidence in the zoning department because the meetings aren't online. I can't really see what they're saying, what they're talking about. And I've talked to Dale about it, and I brought it up in the meeting that you need to get those online so people can kind of feel what's going on a little bit. And I just like your comments on that. And I just noticed that it was to be brought up tonight by Tom. It's on the agenda about that. And I didn't know if you guys could comment on that.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, Mike. As far as I'm concerned, the guidelines with the zoning manuals are not negotiable on spacing, on widths, on lots. We can't compromise that. There was a discussion about putting it to the zoning commission,
BZA.
to the BZA, but as far as the BZA is concerned, they would review it and look at it. But as far as the trustees are concerned, and I'm only going to speak for myself, is that we could not pass it in good conscience.
Okay.
Now I probably didn't say that because I thought the process would just be laid out, but I kind of thought that through the discussion, it might have been a little bit more clear that we will not violate that guideline.
That's why.
So I think and I'm glad you brought that up, because if you thought that, you know, there might be a lot of other people that were thinking along those same lines, but I think you've heard my position. I think it reflects the other. I'll let Darrell speak for himself.
Yeah, well, of course, we all three agree. It's the same thing. The realtor took upon itself to post that and sell it and break it up the way they had. I don't know, we had not talked with, Dale had not brought this to us at all. And when we found out about it, of course, you know, like Jeff said, we're gonna stick to the zoning to the letter. And that was not even a thought in our head that they were going to. I don't know why they thought they could bring that up, you know, and I don't even know really why Dale give it a second thought. You know, that's where it went a little far.
Okay.
And when we found out, Tom put a call to Dale and put a stop to even discussing it anymore. It's not going to be discussed. We're going to leave it like that, Mike. It's,
Okay,
you know,
good,
the
good.
zoning is the zoning. That's the way it's going to stay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep, thank you. Anybody else? I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Meeting adjourned. 8:02.
Yes, that's what we're putting.